I don't know how you walked through the pits and got it past all those Jixer 150 Cup boys and, of course, the development on anyone. You know, it's just how you got it through here, I don't know. But right now, Reagan Phibbs on number 83 there, out in the front. He's been hounded by Dennis Charlotte there on the 15 machine. Dennis Charlotte traditionally runs 15. Now, lap record in the last race here, 140. Sorry, we come into the day with 146.287. I think it was actually broken there. We'll have to check on that. But right now, on to the big Rock FM sweeper. The Avon City Ford sweeper coming onto the front straight. Such a crucial corner to get drive, especially on any bike, but especially on the little bikes. You get that drive down the straight, and that's what's needed. But Tim MacArthur there in third place. We're missing Kevin Goddard. Kevin had a big crash earlier on today, and he's pretty well okay, but he's gone off to hospital for observation. And also out there is Olivia Goddard. Now, Olivia, I said, how are you? You know, both how are you with the respective dad, but also how are you, because you had a crash here. And she says, well, I had a bit of a problem there. She pulls out a big clump of hair. She's got a long ponytail, and what she did as she was sliding down the road, the leathers severed her ponytail. It was just hanging by a thread, so she's okay. 3 bikes dive into that hairpin there. 3 bikes. Tim MacArthur on the inside, Dennis Charlotte and Reagan Phibbs. How tight is this racing? And we've got a KTM. The KTM was missing out of this bunch last time, Ryan. So we got Yamaha, Kawasaki and KTM in the top 4 there. Brendan Booth, the fastest on the track last thing. That'll be Brendan, number 7 on the KTM, as he tries up on the inside of Reagan Phibbs there. Doesn't quite do that. A classic Christchurch Casino Carousel move here at Ruapuna for the first round of the New Zealand Superbike Championships 2018. Don't forget, folks, next weekend at Timaru. Try and get there, mate. You've seen how keen Seth was. He was watching on C-Test all the way in Wanaka yesterday, said, I've got to get there and hear it for myself. You can also watch this footage right now live, but also in a couple of days' time it will be up free to you, and you can watch these races for as many years as I want to, and it's absolutely awesome. Every now and then there's a slow motion shot that photographer and CTAS owner picks up and goes back to it, so it just gets better and better coverage all the time. And right now they've got the leaderboard on the screen as well as the top 12. That's TV quality stuff. That's and all from one man. So great. Now Tim MacArthur's got that break that he was looking for. Brendan Booth is in 4th place. Slipstreaming Reagan Phibbs on the 83. 83 is a very easy bike to spot because that's the fluoro bike. In the 83, Reagan Phibbs doing double job duties this weekend as well. Nothing changes up at the turn 1. So let's go back to our screen here. And we've got Tim MacArthur, Dennis Charlotte, Reagan Phibbs, Brendan Booth. That's the top 4. Josh Goddard, 37 on 5th. Andy McLaughlin, where's the number 1? Because he was the New Zealand champion last year in this class on the KTM. He's back in 6th place. We get better form out of him on other tracks where the KTMs shine a little bit more. Gavin Veltmeyer, Sam Golter, Grant Ramage in 9th spot. Man, he set a lap record about 4 years ago at Manfield. There was 5 people set lap records over the 5 races there. It was a long weekend, and he's in 9th spot. Richard Willits from Timaru, great to see him back at the racetrack. Number 92, Jack Condon, Kane Bentley, Jacob Pearce, Hayden Lockhart, Timothy Gray, Nick Burke on the Carl Cox Motorsport bike. What class hasn't Carl Cox Motorsport got a machine into? And then we go back to Reece Lindsay, 42. 42L, so it must be 42 Learner, 42. Nick Kane, doing double duties, also out there on the Pro Twins. Alex McElwain, Brent Garvin, Harry Parker, Jack Cotton. As we roll down there, I'm going to Dean Watson, James Doherty, Leon Jacobs, Jason Moreland in 26. Philip Lowe, followed by Dennis Charlotte's wife, Angela Charlotte there. And Angela's in 28th place with the wind in her face. Angus Boyd, Alistair Wilton also races a TZ 750. So what a change. A classic TZ 750. Alistair Wilton on 25. Luke Huddleston, Joey Ransom, Nicholas Clark and Graham Howarth. That's all of the guys still on the track. And girls, of course. Wow, the battle just hots up down the front straight there. It's 3. Look at this. Look at this. We saw last year in this class, we saw 3 guys pass the start-finish line at Teratonga. 2 matched to the exact thousandths of a second. 1 thousandths of a second off. What have we got here? We got 0.2 of a second between first and second. 9 thousandths of a second and 15 thousandths a second. That's what separated first and second and third. And Tim MacArthur, the fastest man on the track, but Reagan Phibbs is in front of him. 6 bikes going through the Icon corner. Oh, and here we go. Tim MacArthur comes up on the inside of Reagan Phibbs. A very hard place, but a very classical place to pass. Does he run him wide? No. The precision of this rider, Tim MacArthur. But I tell you what, Reagan Phibbs doesn't give up there. And Dennis Charlotte just about getting past. He's back in 4th place at the moment with a pretty think that's got to be... Ooh, who's that? Josh Goddard. Oh, hang on. Dennis Charlotte is down. As I looked at the timing screen, he's up. He's up, throwing his fist in the air, but something going on there. Tight racing, but unfortunately something going on there. And Dennis Charlotte, also the red bike, stood up there. So, Dennis, that's a bit of tough luck. But let's get back to the leaders. I come into the Southern Salvage corner. There's nothing in it. Do we see that drive out of there by Tim MacArthur? Not as easy to accomplish on a low-power bike like the 300. So it's Phibbs. MacArthur into the dipper, followed by Josh Goddard. It's got to be Josh Goddard, I'm sure, and Brendan Booth there. So 3 different brands, I think. What do we got there? I can't even know the brand, sorry. I better not state that, but usually there's 3 different brands: the Yamaha R3 325 twin, the Kawasaki Ninja 300 twin, and the KTM single cylinder 390cc. Great to see the orange KTMs. They make a great range of bikes, road bikes, dirt bikes, and big adventure bikes. And as we go down that start-finish line again, we saw Oso class last time, 9,000th and 15 thousandths of a second separating the two, and now it's 26 of a thousand. That's a huge gap compared with what it was before. And we go back to the next one that was a little bit further down, Josh Goddard. So there's Reagan Phibbs, Tim MacArthur, the top 10, Josh Goddard, Brendan Booth, Gavin Viltmeyer, and Sam Goddard. Let's go back to the 250 production. Don't forget those. Nick Kane leads Harry Parker and Jack Cotton in 3rd place. So Nick Kane, Harry Parker, and Jack Cotton. Harry Parker from Timaru. And we got then we go over the 4th place in the 250. Jack Condon, followed by... I've got to weave my way through it. Jack Condon, I think, and then, yeah, there he is, and James Doherty and Leon Jacobs. So, massive race amongst the 250s as well, Neil Ritchie. Dennis Charlotte went down, but he's up and okay, so he crashed at the Fulton Hogan corner. So, the main thing is he's up and okay.
Well, it wasn't a great... In fact, we were talking about Dennis there on the podium and how proud he was of his motorcycling Canterbury and hosting this event, and 2 proud members there, and James Hugenbosom and Jake Lewis, who've just performed so exceptionally well for that Grand Prix. That can go down in their CV, Spider. That's history-making stuff there for James Hugenbosom. You made the comment before, I think... I've seen James have a win here, but I think you're right that he got pipped then for the Grand Prix itself. I think he'd won other races, but not the actual Grand Prix race. I think you're onto something. Yeah,
that was the weekend where Alistair qualified, I think, on 17th or 23rd on the grid and had to fight the way from the back all the way through. And Alistair might have come through in the last race, not taking anything away from it, but so often Alistair was the lead one of those 2 riders when they're on the track together. Every now and then James would crack it and get in front, and a commentator's nightmare trying to mix up the 3 names, as you see.
Yeah.
I'm mixing them up all the time. And Bill Hugenbosom and Diana Hugenbosom. Bill he was here at 6 a.m. this morning, wandering around getting the meeting set up and rolling up the sleeves and sponsoring. So the Hugenbosom, mate.
Lovely, exactly. Here. Fantastic family, what an attitude, what a club they're supporting and proud of it as well. And part of Hoogie Racing, of course, and well done to James, that outstanding Triumph 675 performance. So here we are looking out for the best of them at this stage as we go for the update out there with Tim MacArthur, Josh Goddard. Good news there, of course, that Josh has made it back. So we didn't get an update to Spider, I think, of the collision over there. Have we seen Kevin?
Kevin's off to hospital for observation.
Observation. Oh, there you go. All right. So we can do. Somebody still said to me that there was a collision with those 2. They were far too far apart for me to have been a collision.
I'm not going to speculate on that at the moment, really. I'll tell you what we have got there to interrupt there, Neil Ritchie. A 1:46.287 coming into today for a new lap record, the only one set yesterday. New lap record, of course, we had the Gixxer Cups, which was a new class. Now that has been dropped down to the 1:45. Just 3 thousandths of a second off as Tim MacArthur and set it on lap 5. We've still got 7 laps to go of the New Zealand Grand Prix for the 250 production and the lightweight 300, or what are they called now?
Just Supersport 300.
Supersport 300, sorry, I'm still living in last year.
Adopted, well, it was exactly that last year. In fact, lightweight production was only the name. I think we'd called them something else even in their infancy as well in that class. Or were they 200 production plus or something? Did we ever, because they were the fact that the very few of the manufacturers are no longer making a 250cc bike, so we'd seen the advent of the 300cc bike. The place to put them in is in the 250 class, but they were definitely a far superior bike than a 250. So that meant that we had to accommodate them in some way, and they've now grown and overtaken the growth of the 250 class. So
well, of course, too, Neil, there's also the 250 was a very production class with minimal modifications. I think you're allowed an exhaust pipe because they sustain crash damage and that. But when you went to the 300 lightweight, they are allowed to do suspension changes. So suspension changes and exhaust pipe. So that sort of makes them a little bit more expensive. But often with the suspension gear, you get the more quality suspension on there than the standard production stuff, and it just improves your tyre wear and that. A change of position for the lead there. And Tim MacArthur in the hairpin goes up the inside. Tim MacArthur running 39 up the inside of Reagan Phibbs. It's getting hard to pick out the lead bikes, except for the fact that Reagan Phibbs is such a fluorescent coloured bike, and that's in the 300 lightweight class. So we go back about 150 metres maybe to Brendan Booth. So where is Josh Goddard amongst this lot? Where is Josh Goddard? He's slipped off. There he is. I think he's in about 4th or 5th place. So last lap he was in 3rd place, but Brendan Booth is definitely in 3rd. Pretty sure, yeah, in 3rd place. So we're going to have to wait till the timing screen comes round to update that. In fact, no, I'd say that's Tim MacArthur. Yep, I found Josh Goddard. Tim MacArthur's in the front, and I think that's Josh Goddard battling with Reagan Phibbs. Yes, starting to get closer to the commentary box and starting to recognise Tim MacArthur's in the black leathers. Both the bikes are pretty much identical, and Josh Goddard in the blue. So that's it. Sorry about that, folks.
Well, hey, let's take an opportunity to pick up on the points going into this race. 41-41, that's Regan Phibbs, 41 points. Dennis Charlotte, 41 points. Dropped to 29 for Brendan Booth. But the 41 points that each of Regan and Dennis had have been made up very differently. Regan got top qualifying, so he got 1 point. He's had 2 seconds, worth 20 apiece to give him the 40 plus 141. But, of course, Dennis Charlotte got 25 for the win in the first race, but only, that's yesterday, but 16 points for the third here today. So he was on 41. Dennis, of course, has crashed out of this one, so it should leave Regan Phibbs with an opportunity. But this is actually the class that Dennis is, well, when I say not out to win, that's unfair. Of course, he's out to win everything. It's not the tick the box. It's not the bucket list. And the bucket list is an amazing bucket list. It's trying to be a champion in every class in New Zealand Championship road racing. Well, I don't think it's going to go back to a Gixxer, but that's a brand new class. But as far as an established class is concerned for 2 wheels, there is only the Super Light, of which he's not one, outside of sidecars, which he's, I don't really think Dennis will be involved in the sidecar.
No, they've got one there that he wants to race.
Oh, really?
Time, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, mate, you make me a bit sort of feel old and sluggish, because my bucket list consists of bucket and some ice and a couple of beers. But all right, looking at the lap times, we've got a new lap record. We're at 45.003. Can we go to the 44s? Yes, a 44.771. So that's Tim MacArthur. But what I do note is 4 of the lead riders, the lead 4 riders, have all gone under yesterday's new lap record by Dennis Charlotte. Wow. The pace is hot, but of course we've lost the win there. And that battle for 2nd and 3rd coming out of the Southern Salvage corner into the Scope corner, that's not letting any air grow between the 2 of them. They've got 2 bike lengths between them. I've been watching this for several laps. That is Josh Goddard and Regan Phibbs. Josh was finishing maybe 6 or 7 places behind his old man last season down south. Gets to the North Island. All of a sudden he comes in age and gets up into the podium. And man, I don't know how he just turned that switch, but suddenly it was like, for Josh, father and son, it was like the time that kid doesn't want dad to pick him up at school. Mate, I don't need you anymore. He certainly needs him, but it's just like he cracked it. And it's we wish Kevin all good luck down in the hospital at the moment. He is just under observation at the moment after a crash earlier on. Those 2 bikes go down the front straight. We've got 4 laps to go. 4 laps to go. It was MacArthur, Josh Goddard, Regan Phibbs, Brendan Booth, Gavin Veltmeyer, Sam Goulter, Andrew McLaughlin, Grant Ramage and Richard Williams. That is the top 10 bikes. I'm going to have to look out there. We're going to go to 250 production, and I think we've got we're down to 250 production, are we? Number 19. No, we're still running through the other guys. As of last lap, 250 production was Nick Kane, Harry Parker, Jack Cotton and James Doherty. They're out on the track somewhere. They've got a different coloured number board. That's the blue background with the white for the the lightweight 300, and the orange number boards with black on there for the 250 production. That battle's going on down the front straight as well. Looking maybe for a split there between Nick Kane and Harry Parker. 0.1 of a second, so the 250 production just as hot as the front runners there in the 300.
And I'll tell you what, I'm pleased to talk about this young man, James Doherty. Had the privilege to watch James through some junior motocross racing. He was ready to go to the Hawke's Bay last year, 18 months ago now, 2016, before he had a break break, and that put him out of his racing. He then had to take 12 months off racing any bike, and then he was advised that if he was to break it again, it could be a more significant injury and could be more debilitating than if he was to take a break. And somebody suggested, what about having to go and come road racing? He just wouldn't be as aggressive on those fragile bones and weaker joints. So that's what he's decided to do. And look at that, Spider. You come into your first season of road racing ever. He's only done club days. That's the most he's ever done. Never been to the North Island for a road race circuit. Only been to levels, I think, once from memory, and he's straight into 4th place out of 13 riders. 4th out of 13 when it's only your first season, your first major championship. So that's a great effort, and he's lined up with a 13 and an 11, so effectively that's a 4th and a 5th place in there. So good on you, James. Nice to see. Picked up a Kawasaki 250. He's got a backup bike in case that one goes on him. He's got a great team behind him and loving his effort that he's putting in. So good on you, James. Nice to see James Doty out there. And here's our man Angus Boyd as well in this class. Spider, we had Angus up here to help us commentate the Supersport 150s yesterday. A young man, 15 years of age, still a schoolboy, and out there, and he's having some good racing in a 5th place as well, and he's only a new timer to come in off the Supersport 150s as well. So 250 reduction, a big step up for these guys, but some of our young guns making it happen. 15, 16 years of age, and great to see. Nick Kane, Jack Cottam, Leon Jacobs, and James Doherty, our top 4 of the 250 reduction race going into this race, the Grand Prix. So Spider, down there, we won't have much time because we've got to actually squeeze in 2 podiums. That's going to be the tricky feature because we have a 300 GP and a 250 GP to present.
Well, if I was down on the podium, I've been puffed. I've been on a podium before, but that was back in the days old when men were men and so were the women. Okay, that battle coming out of the Southern Salvage, still getting it. Reagan Phipps tries to go up on the inside of Josh Goddard. This is 2nd and 3rd. They are coming across a lapper that's going to happen right coming out of the dipper. I don't think this would cause any sort of a problem, but the drive is oh so important, so they go around the outside. That lapper has possibly already seen the lead bike there, Tim MacArthur, goes through, but anyway, he held his line, so Tim MacArthur still in the lead. We're 9 laps down, 3 laps to go, 12-lap race. Here we go, it's number 42 coming through the front there. MacArthur goes through, 2 laps to go. And then the other battle there, second. Mate, they're still half a bike length apart. Josh Goddard leads Regan Phipps, 37 versus 83 there. Who's it going to be into turn 1 there, Neil Ritchie? I think Phipps has gone up on the inside. The battle was 0.06 of a second, and it's just as tight. Regan Phipps has got it there. Can Josh Goddard come back there?
Well, I'll tell you what, if ever there was an opportunity, here's Regan Phipps now. He's a slightly older rider and a little bit more experienced, but we're here in the South Island, which is Josh Goddard country. So there's the Josh coming out of Coleman, heading down towards the hairpin once again, courtesy of Euromark, and diving in there on the inside. Oh, I think it could be Phipps. There's that lapper. What a good lapper. Moving right out wide there. Congratulations to that man. Sportsman's Award there, realising there's a real race going on behind me. I'm not going to worry about it. So he's letting that bike battle go on. So great to see there as we're watching the fight for 2nd place at the moment. Tim MacArthur's bolted. He's gone, and we're used to saying that. Tim MacArthur, when he was on 250s, he bolted and went on 2 years ago. Didn't join us for the championship last year. Had a few life-changing experiences in other ways, and here he is now to come back into road racing and once again bolt clear exactly as he did. I'm sure if he was to move up to 600s, he'd do exactly the same in a short length of time. An absolutely incredible rider. This is Trevor Pearce, Yamaha, Canterbury's destination motorcycle store-sponsored event, courtesy of Yamaha. Revs your heart, at home at 156 Ferry Road here in Christchurch, on the World Wide Web at tpyamaha.co.nz. Proud to be sponsoring our Supersport 300 racing. This new class, it's had a couple of different names, but we're adopting it the same as we see it in World Supers now, and it gives everybody relativity because these are the same bikes that we're seeing on the world stage as well. So great to witness and good to be part of, and small bore, small bike racing, and sometimes smaller profile riders, because of course there is a significant power to weight ratio that should be considered as well. Plus we've tacked on the diminishing 250 field because we don't want to take a championship away from them at this stage, but it is something that we've need to still acknowledge. So we're actually going to be doing 2 podiums at the end of this race. So keen to look out for our 250 production racing with Nick Kane, Harry Parker and Jack Cottam in there, and they're separated by next to nothing. But overall in the race with the 300s, they are back in fighting 17, 18 and 19. So the first 16 riders are in our Supersport 300 Trevor Pearce Yamaha class. So some good fighting going on there, and that battle all on at the moment. Tim MacArthur for the front as the handy lead, and then going back to Regan Phipps and Josh, and that margin 0.9994, almost the 1 second in it. So there it is, Josh Goddard having to plan the attack because Regan Phipps is on the defence at this stage. Spider.
Yeah, great to see Jack Cottam on a ride there. I think he was the winner of the the races last year for the Supersport 150, and I just saw on Facebook this week that suddenly he's got to ride for the South Island Rounds the New Zealand champion, and Merv Forford with Kiwi Stars decided to put him on a bike. So Jack was over the moon, and Merv was rolling his sleeves up. He used to that. He went to Nelson last weekend, or during Tuesday, sorry, and span it for Johnny Lewis and his 2 race bikes there, and Merv's getting his hands dirty and getting another bike onto the track all at last minute. Great to see the Candy Grubber accepting those
white flag coming up here. White flag coming up. So
out, yeah.
We've now got the update to look for in the bike battle to come home. Looking in amongst them, checkered flag getting towards the business end of the moto. There's our 250 production. Here's the checkered flag to come. Are we ready? Are we ready? Here we go with the fight, and there he goes. Fantastic to bring it home. 39, Tim MacArthur for Tyre Warmers Race Supplies, KSS suspension. Good work out there. And then we go to Regan and stepping it out there in style. Regan Phipps and Josh Goddard.
Something going on there, because these guys haven't been much more than 3 bike lengths apart during the whole race, but that was 80 metres, so something going on there. But the important thing is they've gone through, and